Hi guys, this is the second part of B7, so we're going to cover the last 2 pages looking at the effects of smoking and the effects of alcohol. So, evidence is building that your weight and the amount of exercise you take affects your risk of developing various diseases. These diseases can be life-changing and even life-threatening. If you eat more food than you need, the excess is stored as fat. You need some body fat to cushion your internal organs and act as an energy store. However, over time, regularly eating too much food will make you overweight and then obese. Carrying too much weight is often inconvenient and uncomfortable. Far worse, obesity can lead to serious health problems such as type 2 diabetes. This is when you have high blood sugar levels which are hard to control. So it can also result in high blood pressure and heart disease. Exercise and health. The food you eat transfers energy to your muscles as they work from respiration. So the amount of exercise you do affects the amount of respiration in your muscles and the amount of food you need. People who exercise regularly are usually much fitter than people who take little exercise. People who take regular exercise make bigger muscles, up to 40% of their body mass, and muscle tissue needs much more energy to be transferred from food than body fat. People who exercise regularly have fitter hearts, bigger lungs than people that don't exercise. But exercise doesn't always mean time spent training or working out in the gym. Walking to school, running around the house looking after small children, or doing a physically active job all count as exercise too. Between 60 and 70% of your daily food intake is needed for the basic reactions that keep you alive. About 10% is needed to digest your food, so only the last 15 to 30% is affected by your physical activity. Scientists and doctors have collected lots of evidence that people who exercise regularly are less likely to develop cardiovascular disease than people who do not exercise. They are also less likely to suffer from any health problems, including type 2 diabetes, which we're going to look at later. Here are some of the causal mechanisms that explain why exercise helps you to keep healthy. You'll have much more muscle tissue, increasing your metabolic rate, so you are less likely to be overweight. This reduces the risk of developing arthritis, diabetes, and high blood pressure, for example. Your heart will be fitter and develop a better blood supply. Regular exercise lowers your blood cholesterol levels and helps to keep the balance of different types of cholesterol. This reduces your risk of fatty deposits building up in your coronary arteries, so lowering the risk of heart disease and other health problems. Finally, obesity and type 2 diabetes. In type 2 diabetes, either your body doesn't make enough insulin to control your blood sugar levels, or your cells stop responding to insulin. This can lead to problems with circulation, kidney function, and eyesight, which may lead to death. Type 2 diabetes gets more common with age, and some people have a genetic tendency to develop it. The evidence is now overwhelming that being overweight or obese and not doing much exercise are risk factors for type 2 diabetes at any age. Type 2 diabetes is becoming increasingly common in young people. By 2025, an estimated 4 million people in the UK will have diabetes, and 90% of those will be cases of type 2. Fortunately, most people can restore their normal blood glucose balance by simply eating a balanced diet with controlled amounts of carbohydrate, losing weight, and doing regular exercise. Alcohol and health. Alcohol is a commonly used social drug in many parts of the world. It is poisonous, but the liver can usually remove it before the permanent damage or death results. Alcohol is also very addictive. After an alcoholic drink, the ethanol is absorbed into the bloodstream from the gut and passes into the tissues around. This includes the brain. It affects the nervous system, making the thought processes, reflexes, and many reactions slower than normal. In small amounts, alcohol makes people feel relaxed, cheerful, and reduces inhibitions. Larger amounts lead to lack of self-control, lack of judgment. If the dose of alcohol is too high, it can sometimes lead to unconsciousness, coma, and death. People can easily become addicted to alcohol, needing the drug to function, and they may drink heavily for many years. Their liver and brain may suffer long-term damage and eventually the alcohol can kill them. They may develop cirrhosis of the liver, a disease that destroys the liver tissue. The active liver cells are replaced with scar tissue that cannot carry out vital functions. Alcohol is a carcinogen, so heavy drinkers are at risk of developing liver cancer. This usually spreads rapidly and is difficult to treat. Long-term heavy alcohol use also causes damage in the brain. In some alcoholics, the brain becomes so soft and pulpy that the normal brain structures are lost and can no longer function properly. This too can cause death. The damage to the liver and brain associated with heavy drinking usually develops over years, but short bouts of very heavy drinking, the risks are the same, symptoms appearing relatively fast even in young people. Alcohol in pregnancy. If a pregnant woman drinks alcohol, it passes across the placenta into the developing baby. Miscarriages, stillbirths, premature births and low birth weight are all risks linked to drinking alcohol during pregnancy. The brain and body of the unborn baby can be badly affected, especially in the early stages of pregnancy. The baby may have facial deformities, problems with its teeth, jaw or hearing, kidney, liver and heart problems, and may have learning and other developmental problems. This is known as fetal alcohol syndrome, or FAS for short. Doctors are not sure how much alcohol is safe to drink during pregnancy. The best advice is to not drink at all. This will avoid fetal alcohol syndrome, and the more you drink, the higher the risk is to your unborn baby. So the last section, ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiation in the form of different types of electromagnetic waves is a well-known carcinogen. Radioactive materials are a source of ionizing radiation. The radiation penetrates the cells and damages the chromosomes, causing mutations in the DNA. The more you are exposed to ionizing radiation, the more likely it is that mutations will occur and that cancer will develop. Ionizing radiation is particularly dangerous when taken directly into your body. For example, breathing in radioactive materials. This enables the ionizing radiation to penetrate directly into the cells. Well-known sources of ionizing radiation include ultraviolet light from the sun. This can cause skin cancer. Radioactive materials found in soil, water and the air. Medical and dental x-rays, and accidents in nuclear power plants. Right guys, there's a lot of information in this video, so I've sort of put this main points page together just so you can have a look through. This is the most important information that you need to take away from it. So if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed with everything I've said, just try and memorise these few bits and that'll help you with your homeworks and your tests that you've been set. Thank you.